Hi, good evening and welcome to my channel. My name is Lamusa and I will talk a little bit about my ITIL 4 certification and roughly how long did it take me, the resources that I use, and essentially how I was able to pass it. So for starter, just a little bit of back information so as to understand why I got the certification. So I got this certification because it was part of my school program where they have a class for you related to IT, and you take the class there, and then when you finish the class, you need to take the certification to show that you really did learn the information. So in that, they had essentially this one has a mandatory section to be able to kind of help you better prepare for exam, and this one was an optional one. As you can see here, I finished this one 100%. The mandatory one, I actually didn't finish that one. Due to the fact that by the time I got to like 5 out of 6 practice exercise, I was beginning to score near a perfect score in them. So I felt extremely ready. That's why I ended up not completing it. But let's get to it really quick. So this is my certification here. As you can see, I passed it back in April 21, this year, and this is when it's roughly gonna expire. And as far as like taking this exam online, I did not have any issue. It was very smooth and no major thing for me to worry about. And then this part right here, there are a lot of really useful information, and that's why I end up finishing it, even though it was not one of the things that I had to. And the reason why is because uh, I kind of started this one thinking that I was going to watch only like a couple of sections, and then realized that it was helping me it was helping reinforce some of the things that I already learned back in the school website with the same material. But if there was anything that I was a little bit fuzzy about or not too clear, or was like kind of like on the edge about certain material, the definition as well as to the applicability, this kind of helped me a lot. That's why I decided I was gonna finish it. This one was one of the things that at minimum you need to take them and start when you reach certain percent, then you can tell, okay, I'm ready for the certification. So this one here, I already opened it on a new window here. You can see is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 practice exam. And before I even talk about this practice exam, if anyone is trying to recently take any ITIL certification or has already identified that they're going to be in IT service management and they're going to take this course, for example, I would really recommend Jason Dion. His course, all his courses so far for me has been extremely immense, and I do try to follow his practices and his recommendation that a lot of certification is impossible to be perfect in every department and every category of material that I cover. But if you broaden your horizon by making sure you are using very resources to prep for the exam, it kind of facilitate your venue to success in many ways. So I took his recommendation. I did pretty much finish the school course as well as finishing his one, and then his practice exam. I finished 5 out of 6 here before I took the exam. And the reason I did was because I was beginning to score really high. As you can see too, he really keep the exam updated. As you can see, a new version has already been released. Uh, and he's like, oh, you can retake it to see like what has been added, but I already passed the exam, so I'm not gonna do that yet for now. But essentially, um, the resources really useful. Very resource recommendation by him at a very early stage. Very useful. So I use that sort of like his recommendations as a guide to help me kind of prep. So I use the school one, use his uh, course material as well as his full practice exam pretty much. So I thought his course was really useful. So if you are prepping for the exam, you happen to have access to his material. A very excellent teacher. I have absolutely nothing but compliment to say about him. A um, very good teacher. And this part right here. So as you can see, so the first exam here, I think I took this one a couple of times. The first time I didn't do that well on. I didn't get 97, so I decided to redo it and until I got this score. Um, and then I did the second one That one is was a little closer than I would like, because I was so in my mind I was thinking that if I'm able to get at least like a 95 in everything, that I'm good. About 80% was the recommended amount. I think they say somewhere. Yeah, right here, 80% was required. Um, so and you can see too, I did not skip any questions, and I was able to pass this one as well. And that was the second one. And essentially, I came over here, scored decent as well, not too bad. Scoring a 92, a little closer to what I was trying to get, but not too bad. That was a little bit better. So, and then from here, I went to this one here, still in the mid 80s. They want a 80, but I got 87. Not what I was hoping for, but still pass. That's why I didn't like. Decided to redo this one over right now. And the last one was this one. And when I just did it one time and got the score, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely ready because they want 80, and I pretty much been getting 80 or higher, so I felt really good. So that's when I went and scheduled the exam for the 21st. It was a Sunday, and I was fortunate, went there and passed it really nice. And from there, everything was good. As far as the testing center situation was going, it was online, so I took it home. It was pretty convenient, no major issue, and everything was smooth sailing after I was able to pass the exam. And the exam was like 45 minute, not 45 minute, 45 questions, and I think I did really well on it. And once I passed it, it was pretty easy from here. And I was gonna say that I mentioned this early in my earlier video that if you are prepping for a certification and you keep having that like constant help like self doubt where you're not quite sure where that you might be able to pass it and you are worrying about the failure. I'm just gonna say that when it comes to IT certification, doubting about your failure is likely gonna hold you back longer then it will take you to pass a certification, regardless of your estimation based on that certification. So, for example, if you were saying that you're going to take a material now, and then you finish one course on it, and then took practice exam, you do really bad. Now you don't schedule it, and you keep redoing the course, keep redoing it, and do the practice exam, and then like okay you pass it but you still have the doubt because you want like a certain perfect score for you to be able to be like okay I'm going there and I know I'm gonna pass. That's being a little too harsh on yourself. I'm always gonna think when it comes to this IT certification, it's okay if you don't pass the first time. You can always try. um, the best thing you can do is to always make sure that when you go and take a certification, there should never be a question whether you give your best or not. It should be you give your best and you didn't pass, because once you give your best and you didn't pass, you can take back the note they give you after the exam to kind of see okay what were your weaknesses. In fact, there is a certification that I'm going to come back to later that I got later on that is kind of related to what I'm talking about, because that certification, as you are well aware of, the CompTIA Plus X certification, it has two part. The core, I kind of took them in the weird order, but I'll talk about it in more in detail when we get to that one later. But for now, thank you for passing by. Please like and subscribe. And if you find anything useful or have a recommendation for me, please leave a comment and let me know what you would like to see, and or if there's anything useful or what you will do differently. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.